Every, every 3 years, the Country Music Hall of Fame honors a musician. This year, that musician is guitarist Harold Bradley.
Born in 1926 and raised in Nashville, Harold Bradley went on the road with Ernest Tubb in 1943 at age 17. He played his first recording session at age 20. In 1954, he and his brother Owen Bradley built the first studio on what became known as Music Row. I was once a janitor in that studio, so I can tell you for certain that Harold Bradley was a key member of Nashville's celebrated A-team of session musicians. He can be heard on such hits as Coal Miner's Daughter, Crazy, Blue Bayou, Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree, King of the Road, Stand By Your Man. President of the Nashville Musicians Union since 1991, he's believed to be the most recorded session guitarist in history.
Tonight, we welcome to the Country Music Hall of Fame the Dean of Nashville Session Musicians and one of the nicest guys on the planet, Harold Bradley. Where is he?
I think I knew what Grandpa Jones meant when he said he was so nervous he could thread a sewing machine and it hit a running. I think I could probably thread a couple of them. But I do want to thank God for 60 years in the studio with the greatest singers, the greatest songwriters, the greatest musicians, the greatest record producers, and the greatest engineers. It was wonderful. I'd like to thank my wife, Eleanor, and my children, Beverly and Barry, and my grandchildren, Bethany and Reed. And I'd like to thank the Hall of Fame for this wonderful opportunity. But Chris, I have my own Hall of Fame. Please don't forget the A-Team: Grady Martin, Hank Garland, Ray Eddington, Buddy Harmon, Bob Moore, Big Robbins, Charlie McCoy, Boots Randolph, Pete Drake, Tommy Jackson, and continuing on, Pete Wade, Jimmy Capps, Jerry Kennedy, Reggie Young, Don Helms, Lloyd Green, Buddy Emmons, Henry Strzelecki, Junior Husky, Nita Kerr singers, and my buddy Slim Whitman. Don't forget Slim. Thank you very much.
Since we're celebrating the 40th anniversary, it's fitting that we honor Sonny James.
He was the man who co-hosted that very first CMA Awards show in 1967. Born James Loden in 1929 in rural Alabama, he performed on radio with his sister and parents in the Loden family during the 1930s and 40s. Since he was just a kid, he was called Sonny James. In 1952, Capitol Records signed Sonny and gave him the billing as the Southern Gentleman. His career exploded in 1957 with the giant hit, Young Love.
Young love, our love, we share with deep emotion.
In the 1960s and 70s, Sonny James had 16 #1 records in a row, including I'll Never Find Another You, A World of Our Own, Heaven Says Hello, and Born to Be With You. In 1961, he became the first country recording artist with a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. In 1962, he became a member of the Grand Ole Opry. Noted as a top guitarist, record producer, and songwriter, by 1984, Sonny James had placed a total of 72 titles on the country charts.
Please welcome to the Country Music Hall of Fame, the Southern Gentleman, Sonny James.
Oh, this is beautiful, Chris. Would you hold it for me? I don't forget anybody. I want to thank my good Lord for the career He's given me, and for the many friends here and across the country that I think so much of. My wife, Doris, my mom and pop, Loden, sis, Ruby, my southern gentleman, Ken Nelson, Mike Curb, and to all of my hometown friends in Hackleburg, Alabama. I thank you. Thank you so much.